It's so good to be back here in South Carolina, at home of the Gamecocks.
The iron Keyshawn soars in from the weak side, however, and flushes that dunk.
There it is.
Driven hard. The Gamecocks will take the series against their rival.
Anytime I'm on campus, anytime I'm around the stadiums, the sports facilities, anything like that, just in Columbia in general, I just have a feeling that I'm home.
I grew up loving the Gamecocks because I had a father who played basketball at the University of South Carolina. Every opportunity that we have to be able to bring our children, we want them to understand a little bit about the legacy that we come from, that this school had an impact not only on their grandfather, but it's had an impact on our entire family.
You know, I think we're growing, man. I just want to be somewhere you could grow, so I think definitely Columbia is growing. Oh, man, the energy is crazy, though. Yeah, definitely. It's always good energy, man. We need to bring somebody down who can bring that energy down here, you know what I mean?
USC fans, they're just diehard fans. They're going to show up, they're going to show out.
And when they open those doors, rushing down to the cockpit to get the best seat as possible.
It's always packed, fun. Everyone's always riled up and excited to be there.
When someone hits a three and then everyone throws a three up and it's three.
Like Sandstorm was going, like...
We've got players all around the state that if we can just bring them into the fold, this could be something special.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 33rd head men's basketball coach, Lamont Paris.
And the South Carolina Gamecocks have a new men's basketball coach. Hello again, everybody. I'm Derek Scott, and welcome to Gamecock Insider. We are at Colonial Life Arena. As you can tell, Lamont Paris being introduced as the 33rd head coach in the history of South Carolina men's basketball. Coming up on the show in just a couple seconds, we'll visit with Coach Paris. We've got coverage of the Gamecock women's basketball team in March Madness. We're going to talk some Carolina football and lots more to get into today as well. As we mentioned, Lamont Paris introduced to an audience here in Columbia, South Carolina, coming from the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, where he just took the Mocs back to the NCAA tournament after winning the Southern Conference regular season and tourney championship. He's got a very rich history in this sport. Longtime assistant at Wisconsin, has been in a bunch of NCAA tournament games over the years. And we sat down with him earlier today in the Gamecock men's locker room to find out a little bit more about Lamont Paris. Coach, it is great to see you. I know you've got a lot going on today, so making time for us is very much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem, Derek. It's a pleasure to be here. It's been a whirlwind, but everyone's been fantastic so far and just ready to hit the ground running.
What a month of March you have had. You are celebrating a Southern Conference regular season championship. Then your kids go out and win Southern Conference Tournament Championship. That means March Madness, something you've experienced many times, but for those young men, that was something new for them. They competed very well and gave you the opportunity as a head coach in that setting to take it all in and to really have a great memory of, you know, what that's like. And now this, the new head coach of the Gamecocks. What is going on in terms of your emotions right now?
Yeah, all over the place. I mean, I think for everyone involved, but for me, there was an extra high. We were high, low, high, like you said, but particularly the fashion in which we won the conference tournament. It was a buzzer beater at the end, and so you're extremely high, and then you get into the NCAA tournament and you lose in the fashion that we did, and so you're about as low as I've been in a long time, and so are our players. And then you get back to a high once this happens, and so all over the place, just trying to put it all together. And you know, I worry about some of my former players at times, and just making sure that they're okay emotionally. And so that was a big part of what I did while making this transition here. But so excited to be here and to be a part of this conference, this university, this community, and this basketball program.
We are, of course, in the locker room here at Colonial Life Arena. You just met with your new team. This is something you've been through before when you took over the Chattanooga program, but what is that like? What's important in terms of communicating with that group of young men who are going through this transition and trying to make sure they are in a good mindset? Absolutely. It's always a difficult moment for them. These circumstances were thrust upon them. They didn't make the decision for a change to be made, and certainly they didn't have any say-so in selecting me as their coach. So, you know, I try to let them make sure that they know that those are the circumstances, and it's okay to feel the way that they feel, whatever those feelings might be, that it's okay and it's natural. And, you know, with a little time of getting to know me and communicating what their goals, aspirations, skills, wants, and needs are, and getting a feel for who I am, and see how those things merge, and see what kind of situation moving forward and opportunity that they will have here. Well, you know, fans are curious. They want to know who you are, what your philosophies are, you know, how you see the game being played when you want it played the right way. How would you describe your coaching philosophy? Yeah, I think ultimately in a perfect world, I like to have a basketball court on the offensive end where 5 guys are a threat in some way, shape, or another. It doesn't mean all 5 guys have to shoot threes or all 5 guys are going to be great in ball screen situations, but I'd like to have 5 guys that are a threat and skilled enough to handle or pass or be a threat out there. And I think just when you do that, you put a lot of pressure on the defense, just in terms of not being able to focus on 1 or 2 players specifically, or one area of the floor specifically. So I think we averaged last year 75 points a game going into the tournament, NCAA tournament. And, you know, I think that would have been higher if we were a little more efficient as shooters. But I like the ball to be spread around. I like everyone to get involved. And then defensively, I like for our hats to be hung on the defensive side of the ball. I think you can reproduce that a little bit easier. I've learned over the years that one thing, if anything, guys are always trying their hardest to do is make the ball go in the net when they shoot it. So, and it still doesn't happen sometimes. But if you can get them locked into trying as hard and being as coordinated and connected on the defensive end as possible, I think your chances of winning are significantly higher. Looking forward to working with Lamont Paris, the new coach of the Gamecock men's basketball program. More to come on Gamecock Insider in just a moment from Learfield.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Prisma Health, the official healthcare provider of the Gamecocks, and Home Team Barbecue, the new location for Carolina Calls.
College can be tough. Student banking shouldn't be. With Collegiate Debit from Founders, adulting just got easier, and college just got funner.
That's not a word.
With Founders, banking online is fast and easy. Plus, you can get up to $175 in bonus cash when you enroll in Collegiate Debit. Yeah, that's a lot of tacos. Lost your debit card? Pick up a new card on the same day and grab cash at over 30,000 ATMs. So don't stress. Relax. You're with Founders.
When the unexpected happens to you, there's Colonial Life. Benefits that help cover what your regular insurance doesn't.
This is James.
Jimmy! Mom, Dad, this is James.
Jimmy!
James Harrison from Roosevelt High?
Jimmy! Yeah! Oh! You good, Jimmy?
The 2022 Toyota RAV4.
Jimmy!
The RAV for all of you. Right now, lease a new 2022 Toyota RAV4 LE for just $259 a month for 36 months. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to Gamecock Insider. It's time for our Prisma Health Injury Report. Prisma Health, the official team doctors of the Gamecocks. Of course, we've been talking about Gamecock baseball in this segment for a lot of weeks now, and this week is no different. And unfortunately, a new name to add to the injury list. That is Gamecock right fielder Andrew Eister, who tweaked a hamstring while Carolina was playing the Tennessee Volunteers in the opening weekend of SEC play. It has kept him out of a few games and limited his role at most to a designated hitter, hoping that can get healthy again and get him back out in the field very, very soon. Meanwhile, the Gamecock pitching staff has continued to deal with a number of injuries, 8 different Carolina players unavailable at portions of the early going in this season. Finally, some good news on that front, though, earlier this week as Carolina got one of those relievers back available for the first time since the middle of last year. As we switch gears to Carolina basketball, let's talk a little bit about the women's team's run through March Madness. Of course, nothing new for Dawn Staley's team to be in the NCAA tournament and hosting NCAA tournament games, and that was the case this past week here at the CLA.
Just took it in. Give me those points. Bully ball. More bully ball? Just took it. Pull out all my instrumentals and the people gon' cop cause it's still a hit. I'm the definition. Protect the paint. I'm saying this while your lady in a law. Bucket for Boston as Mbandu hits the deck. Stopped by Cardoso. Back on the grind. Back on it, back on it, back on it. I got racks on my mind. Racks on my mind. Racks on it, racks on it, racks on it. Destiny Henderson driving to the basket. The ball. Reveal. Leak to the bucket. South Carolina to the Sweet 16 for the 12th time behind the 26th straight double-double for Aaliyah Boston.
Boy, that was a defensive struggle, but another win for South Carolina, 49-33 over Miami, and that advances South Carolina once again to the Sweet 16. Gamecock fans headed to Greensboro. We're back with more of Gamecock Insider from Learfield in just a moment.
Columbia Craft Call-In Show, brought to you by Home Team Barbecue, proud host of the Columbia Craft Call-In Show.
This is James.
Jimmy!
Mom, Dad, this is James.
Jimmy!
James Harrison from Roosevelt High?
Jimmy! Yeah! Oh! You good, Jimmy?
The 2022 Toyota RAV4.
Jimmy!
The RAV for all of you. Right now, lease a new 2022 Toyota RAV4 LE for just $259 a month for 36 months. Toyota. Let's go places.
For over 40 years, Sound and Images has been South Carolina's corporate multimedia partner for live events. Sound and Images is also your resource for commercial audiovisual installations. Help your teams collaborate more efficiently with a custom-crafted AV solution from Sound and Images. Whether you want a single monitor upgrade or a turnkey AV system, we are dedicated to helping you incorporate easy-to-use technology into your space. And we offer the best-in-class support and service. Elevate your AV. Call Sound and Images today.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Not everyone can say that, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
Each banner and every trophy are just symbols of the teammates, staff, and fans that give them their worth. And for us, that also means having Prisma Health on our team. With more locations, the latest clinical technology, and a team of experts I trust, it's hard to overstate their worth to our team and our state. Prisma Health, official healthcare system and team physicians for the Gamecocks.
Good hard work has earned Dylan Wanham the title of Colonial Life Academic Athlete of the Week. A member of the football team, Dylan is a criminology and criminal justice major with a 3.379 GPA. This week's academic athlete is brought to you by Colonial Life. Colonial Life, the benefits of good hard work.
Now that's who you want to have the ball. Repeal, leak to the bucket.
Let's turn our attention to our Terminix Pest Player of the Week. We're going on to a different kind of court. It's men's tennis. Daniel Rodriguez earned the SEC Player of the Week for the second time. That's good enough for us, so he is our Terminix Pest Player of the Week as well. Picked up a couple of victories in SEC play over competitors who were both ranked in the top 25 in the nation. Speaking of men's tennis, one of those victories came against Ole Miss, and our cameras were there to catch all the action.
There are lots of jobs out there, but I want a career.
There are lots of companies I could work for.
But here, we have purpose.
There's a lot of people I can work with.
But this feels like family.
Sure, there's some hard days.
But always support from amazing teammates.
Come join us.
We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
For over 40 years, Sound and Images has been South Carolina's corporate multimedia partner for live events. Sound and Images is also your resource for commercial audiovisual installations. Help your teams collaborate more efficiently with a custom-crafted AV solution from Sound and Images. Whether you want a single monitor upgrade or a turnkey AV system, we are dedicated to helping you incorporate easy-to-use technology into your space. And we offer the best-in-class support and service. Elevate your AV. Call Sound and Images today.
Each banner and every trophy are just symbols of the teammates, staff, and fans that give them their worth. And for us, that also means having Prisma Health on our team, with more locations, the latest clinical technology, and a team of experts I trust. It's hard to overstate their worth to our team and our state. Prisma Health, official healthcare system, and team physicians for the Gamecocks.
We're back on Gamecock Insider. I'm your host, Derek Scott. We're going to talk some Carolina football as spring football season rolls on, getting more and more familiar with some new faces. The transfer portal means there are a lot of contributors who are ready to jump into the fray, having just arrived from somewhere else in the college football landscape. We've got a chance to meet some of those guys.
I grew up, I saw, Jadeveon Clowney highlights. I saw games with Marcus Lattimore, all those stuff, Alshon Jeffrey. So it just felt like a home feeling. The guys are enjoying their time in the facility, enjoying their time around the coaches and players, and it's just a great feeling. It's a refreshing feeling.
They're just very genuine and they love ball, and their background is very nice. And what they did in 1 year with this program, it took me by storm. It's not that easy to turn around a program, especially in this conference. And what they did in this 1 year it won me over. So I just wanted to be a part of this program, and these guys like ball, and so do I.
So for one, the food. The food is amazing. Right after workouts, they got shakes already made for you. And after that, you shower up and you got a whole buffet in front of you. And before you even do your workout, you got breakfast where they make you any type of sandwich you want, customize it. That's been the biggest difference for sure.
So far, with building Coach Lucas' relationship, it feels really good. It feels like I can really just talk to him about anything, because it feels like we're in the kind of same demographic, and he understands where I come from. So I can come to him about personal stuff. I can come to him about football stuff. I tell him all my goals and everything. And he really sits there and understands what I'm saying, and truly believes I can do everything that I want to achieve. When South Carolina being one of those dream schools for me, now I'm finally here, it's kind of surreal that I'm in this situation.
I think Beamer just has a great sense of awareness for what his players want and what they need. He's a players first coach. Everything in the facility is based around the players and what we feel like is comfortable, what we feel is going to be beneficial. And just hearing that we all have input, that's something that was a big decision factor for me coming here. Knowing I'll walk into a building every day where guys have input in what's going on. And I think that's a big time thing, and a lot of other programs don't have it. So Coach Beamer's leading this place in the right direction.
1, 2, 3.
Gamecock fans, play 3 points the hard way, brought to you by Hardee's. If the women's basketball team makes 3 3-pointers in a game, you can score a free sausage biscuit at Hardee's the following day during breakfast hours. Once we hit our 3 3-pointers, stop by your favorite Hardee's, show them the coupon in the Gamecock app, and bam, a free biscuit. Get your biscuit at participating Columbia and Spartanburg area Hardee's. Feed your happy, and order ahead at hardys.com.
And when the unexpected happens to you, there's Colonial Life. Benefits that help cover what your regular insurance doesn't.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
There are lots of jobs out there, but I want a career.
There are lots of companies I could work for.
But here, we have purpose.
There's a lot of people I can work with.
But this feels like family.
Sure, there's some hard days.
But always support from amazing teammates.
Come join us.
We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Prisma Health, the official healthcare provider of the Gamecocks, and Home Team Barbecue, the new location for Carolina Calls.
Back for the final segment of Gamecock Insider. Time to go on the road with Toyota. We're going to talk about Carolina baseball. Gamecock's third SEC series will be on the road at Missouri, one of the longest trips of the year for Carolina. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the other Columbia. South Carolina looks to build some momentum in that always difficult SEC race. That is the On the Road segment brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. That'll wrap things up for us as well. Thanks so much for joining us here for Gamecock Insider. I'm your host, Eric Scott. We'll see you again next week.
The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Gamecock Sports Network. This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of South Carolina. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of South Carolina and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of South Carolina.